All right, so now we're going to do switching. So we're going to put these switches in here. I'm going to delete that one since I don't have anything to it. And connect the light fixtures to the switch where you want it on the wall. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. The first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to go to your Canvas page, and in the power and communication, there's a switch and power data zip. And you can go ahead and download that. And once you open it, you can load those switches into the program. So go ahead and go to your Insert tab and go to Load Family and browse to wherever it is that you save those guys and double click on that. Make sure you expand the zip file and double click on the folder and you'll have switches, right? So if you go in and just control selecting those, you could get the just the switches for now and just open those, right? And they'll come in and update and load into your file. And then the next thing we're going to do is start placing them. So let me go ahead and select all these. And we'll just do, so let's delete those. And then I'll select all these wires too. Let's delete those. Okay, so basically yours should look like this. Oh, I want that to be 1/16. Let's get rid of that. And you want to come in and start to join these lights together and switch them. So let's go ahead and do the front area first. And so the switch should be right on the accessible side of the door. So it could be on this wall or this wall. Sometimes if it's a particular type of wall, you want to keep it out of that wall. So maybe this interior partition wall would be an easier place to put the switch. There's a couple of places to you can grab that switch. So if you go to the architecture tab and go to component, you can come in and if you type in switch, it'll let all of these, you'll see all of the switch. You'll notice you'll have like a three-way, a single, a dimmer, and one with an annotation label. So I'm just going to use the single for right now. And I'm just going to come in and it's wall-based. So when it hits a wall, it will click and affix itself there. So I'll put one there. I'll put one inside the bathroom, or maybe two inside the bathroom. And then let's say maybe one here and one here. We'll see how that goes. Okay. And so now that you have the switches in where you think you're going to have them, let's go ahead and put the join the receptacles together. And so you can do that in two ways. A simple way to do it is to go to annotate and detail line. And if I do a start end radius arc here and use the overhead, I can come in and join these together. Now you want to typically use arcs because that won't be confused with anything in the file. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to go to your Systems tab and there's a wire. If you don't have the wire, make sure you go to, you can go to your file and your options and just make sure that in your user interface that the electrical tools are on, right? And so that turns on, I don't really think I need the piping for right now. That turns on the electrical tools, right? And so now you can see I turned off the piping. So once you have the electrical tools, you have the wire. And if you come into the wire, you can come in and join these guys, right? And it's actually a spline. So you can kind of move that spline around, you know. Now the difference between the wires and the arcs is that if you move this guy, so if I came in here and moved this, then that arc doesn't move with it, right? However, if I move this one, the wire moves with it. And your wire is probably solid. In order to change the wire type into dashed or whatever version you want, you need to go to the manage and the object styles. And if you go down to the bottom, there are the wires. Now, again, you have to come up to this filter list and make sure that electrical is selected. If it's not, then the wires aren't going to show up. So make sure that you have electrical selected. Scroll down to the bottom and you'll see wires here. And you can change the line pattern right here for all your wires. You could also do it in the visibility graphics for individually for each view, but most of the time I want my wires to be dashed. So you just come to this little pull down and select whichever one you want and then click OK. And you have that guy. All right, so when I come back, we'll finish completing the circuits.